My dear friend, welcome. I am truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this precious time with me today. In a world obsessed with managing time, squeezing more activities into already packed schedules, optimizing calendars, and pursuing productivity hacks, you have made the profound choice to discover something far more fundamental: the revolutionary science of energy management that creates unlimited capacity for achievement. In the next hour, I will reveal to you why the most successful people throughout history were not time managers, but energy optimizers. Why a coal miner's son named Andrew Carnegie could outperform Harvard-educated competitors, and how modern neuroscientists like Andrew Huberman are proving that your biological foundation determines your achievement ceiling. This is not about working longer hours. This is about transforming your human operating system for peak performance across decades of sustained excellence. Before we embark on this journey into human optimization, I ask that you take a moment to like this message and subscribe. For when we gather as students of energy mastery, we create the vitality that enables extraordinary contribution to the world. Chapter 1: The Great Deception of Time Management. There exists a fundamental deception that has infected modern productivity culture: the belief that success comes from managing time rather than optimizing energy. This deception has created a generation of exhausted high achievers who mistake busyness for productivity and confuse activity with accomplishment. The masses focus obsessively on time management, scheduling every minute, maximizing efficiency, and cramming more tasks into their days. Yet they remain trapped in cycles of chronic fatigue, declining performance, and eventual burnout, never understanding why their harder work produces diminishing returns. The truth that history's greatest achievers understood is this: time is finite and democratic. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. But energy is infinite and personal. Your energy capacity determines how much value you can create within any given time period. When I examine the daily practices of Thomas Edison, who created over 1,000 patents while building multiple companies, I find a man who designed his entire life around energy optimization rather than time maximization. Edison understood that his creative capacity depended on his energy state more than his time allocation. Edison's approach to achievement was systematic and energy-focused. He took regular naps to restore mental clarity, maintained specific eating patterns to sustain cognitive function, and structured his work environment to minimize energy drains while maximizing creative flow. Edison didn't work more hours than his competitors. He worked with more energy. His systematic approach to energy management enabled him to maintain peak creative capacity for over 6 decades, producing innovations that continue to benefit humanity today. In studying the principles shared by Andrew Huberman, the Stanford neuroscientist who has revolutionized our understanding of human performance optimization, I find remarkable alignment with Edison's intuitive practices. Huberman teaches that peak performance requires deliberate optimization of your nervous system through strategic manipulation of light, sleep, nutrition, and movement. Huberman's research reveals that your energy capacity is not fixed. It can be systematically developed through evidence-based protocols that optimize your biology for sustained high performance. His approach treats the human body like a precision instrument that requires specific inputs to produce optimal outputs. The energy management revolution recognizes that you are not a machine that should run constantly at maximum capacity. You are a biological system with natural rhythms, restoration requirements, and optimization potential that most people never tap into. Consider the difference between someone who works 80 hours per week with declining energy and someone who works 50 hours per week with optimized energy. The energy-optimized person often produces superior results because their peak capacity during working hours far exceeds the depleted capacity of the overworked person. The time management obsession creates what I call productivity paradox. The harder you try to manage time, the more energy you waste on management systems rather than value creation. Energy management eliminates this paradox by focusing on the source of productivity rather than its measurement. Chapter 2: The 4 Pillars of Energy Optimization. Human energy operates through 4 interconnected systems that must be optimized holistically for peak performance: physical energy, which provides the foundation for all other forms of energy; mental energy, which enables focus and creative thinking; emotional energy, which fuels motivation and resilience; and spiritual energy, which connects your efforts to meaningful purpose. Most people experience energy depletion because they focus on only one pillar while neglecting the others, creating imbalances that undermine total system performance. The energy optimization approach recognizes that these 4 systems are interdependent and must be developed systematically. Physical energy, the foundation of all achievement. Physical energy provides the biological foundation upon which all other forms of energy are built. Without optimal physical energy, mental clarity diminishes, emotional stability decreases, and spiritual connection becomes difficult to maintain. Theodore Roosevelt, who transformed from a sickly, asthmatic child into one of the most energetic leaders in American history, understood that physical energy creates the capacity for all other forms of achievement. Roosevelt's systematic approach to physical optimization enabled him to maintain extraordinary energy throughout his life. Roosevelt's daily routine included vigorous physical exercise, outdoor activities in all weather conditions, and what he called the strenuous life, deliberately choosing physical challenges that built resilience and energy capacity. He understood that physical stress, when properly managed, creates adaptation that increases total energy availability. David Sinclair, the Harvard geneticist who studies longevity and human performance optimization, provides modern scientific validation for Roosevelt's intuitive practices. Sinclair's research demonstrates that specific interventions can dramatically increase energy capacity and extend health span. Sinclair teaches that physical energy optimization involves strategic stress application, exercise that challenges your system, fasting that triggers cellular repair mechanisms, and environmental exposures that build resilience. His research shows that comfort-seeking behavior actually reduces energy capacity over time. Physical energy optimization includes several key components. Sleep architecture. Quality sleep is the foundation of physical energy. This involves not just sleep duration, but sleep timing, sleep environment, and sleep consistency. Poor sleep undermines every other energy optimization effort. Nutritional timing, when you eat, matters as much as what you eat for energy optimization. Strategic eating patterns can enhance energy production while supporting cellular repair and cognitive function. Movement patterns, different types of physical activity, create different energy effects. Strategic movement can increase energy rather than deplete it when properly timed and executed. Recovery protocols, systematic recovery practices, from cold exposure to heat therapy to massage, enhance the body's ability to restore and rebuild energy reserves. Mental energy, the capacity for deep work. Mental energy determines your capacity for focused thinking, creative problem solving, and complex decision making. Most people exhaust their mental energy through constant task switching, information overload, and decision fatigue, leaving little capacity for their most important work. Albert Einstein, who revolutionized our understanding of the universe while maintaining a remarkably simple lifestyle, exemplified optimized mental energy management. Einstein structured his days to protect his mental energy for deep thinking, while minimizing energy drains from unnecessary decisions and distractions. Einstein's approach included wearing similar clothes daily to eliminate decision fatigue, maintaining consistent daily routines to minimize cognitive load, and protecting specific times for uninterrupted thinking. He understood that mental energy is finite and must be allocated strategically. Cal Newport, the computer scientist and author who studies deep work and digital minimalism, provides a modern framework for mental energy optimization. Newport's research demonstrates that the ability to focus deeply is becoming increasingly valuable as it becomes increasingly rare. Newport teaches that mental energy optimization requires what he calls attention residue management, minimizing the mental energy lost to task switching, notification processing, and shallow work that fragments concentration. His approach treats attention as your most valuable resource. Mental energy optimization strategies include Attention architecture, designing your environment and schedule to support deep focus rather than constant interruption. This includes controlling information inputs and creating distraction-free zones for important work. Cognitive load management, systematically reducing the number of decisions you must make about routine matters, freeing mental energy for important creative and strategic thinking. Energy allocation, scheduling your most important mental work during your peak cognitive hours, while relegating routine tasks to lower energy periods. Restoration practices, engaging in activities that restore mental energy, meditation, nature exposure, and strategic rest, rather than activities that drain it further. Emotional energy, the fuel of motivation. Emotional energy provides the fuel for sustained motivation, resilience during challenges, and positive relationships that support long-term success. Most people drain their emotional energy through negative thought patterns, toxic relationships, and misalignment between actions and values. Martin Luther King Jr., who sustained extraordinary emotional energy throughout decades of struggle for civil rights, demonstrated that emotional energy comes from alignment between personal values and daily actions. King's emotional resilience came from connecting his efforts to purposes greater than personal benefit. King's approach to emotional energy management included regular spiritual practices that restored his sense of purpose, systematic cultivation of hope despite setbacks, and surrounding himself with people who shared his commitment to justice and nonviolence. Daniel Goleman, the psychologist who popularized emotional intelligence, provides scientific frameworks for understanding and optimizing emotional energy. Goleman's research demonstrates that emotional regulation skills can be developed through systematic practice. Goleman teaches that emotional energy optimization involves developing self-awareness to recognize energy drains, self-regulation to manage emotional responses, and social skills to build energy-giving relationships rather than energy-draining ones. Emotional energy optimization includes value alignment, ensuring that your daily actions align with your deepest values and purposes, creating intrinsic motivation that sustains energy rather than depleting it. Relationship curation, systematically building relationships with people who support your growth while minimizing time with energy-draining individuals who undermine your motivation. Stress reframing, developing the ability to interpret challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats to survival. Transforming stress from an energy drain into an energy source. Gratitude practices, regular appreciation practices that shift focus toward positive aspects of your experience, creating emotional states that generate rather than consume energy. Spiritual energy, the source of meaning. Spiritual energy comes from connecting your efforts to purposes and values that transcend immediate self-interest. This energy source is often overlooked in performance optimization, yet it provides the deepest and most sustainable form of motivation available to human beings. Mahatma Gandhi, who sustained extraordinary energy throughout decades of struggle for Indian independence, drew his power from spiritual practices that connected his daily actions to transcendent purposes. Gandhi's spiritual energy enabled him to maintain hope and effectiveness despite enormous obstacles. Gandhi's approach to spiritual energy management included daily meditation, regular fasting for spiritual clarity, and constant connection between his political activities and his spiritual values. He understood that spiritual energy multiplies all other forms of energy. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor who developed logotherapy, provides scientific understanding of spiritual energy through his research on meaning and motivation. Frankl's work demonstrates that humans can endure almost any suffering when they connect it to meaningful purposes. Frankl taught that spiritual energy comes from what he called will to meaning, the fundamental human drive to find significance and purpose in existence. This energy source can sustain people through challenges that would overwhelm those dependent only on physical, mental, or emotional energy. Spiritual energy optimization includes purpose clarity, developing clear understanding of your deepest purposes and how your daily work contributes to those purposes, creating meaning that sustains energy through difficulties, service integration, regularly engaging in activities that serve others or contribute to causes greater than yourself, connecting your efforts to transcendent values, contemplative practices, regular meditation, prayer, or reflection. That connects you to spiritual sources of energy and provides perspective on temporary challenges. Legacy consciousness, considering how your actions contribute to positive impact that will outlast your individual lifetime. Connecting present efforts to eternal purposes. Chapter 3. The Neuroscience of Peak Performance. Modern neuroscience has revolutionized our understanding of human performance by revealing the specific biological mechanisms that create sustained excellence. This scientific knowledge enables systematic optimization of your nervous system for peak cognitive, emotional, and physical performance. The human brain operates like a sophisticated energy management system that can be optimized through strategic interventions. Understanding these mechanisms enables you to create reliable protocols for accessing peak states rather than hoping they occur randomly. Andrew Huberman's research at Stanford has identified specific protocols for optimizing human performance through manipulation of circadian rhythms, neurotransmitter systems, and stress response mechanisms. His work provides scientific foundations for practices that high performers have used intuitively for centuries. Huberman teaches that peak performance requires strategic management of your autonomic nervous system, the unconscious system that controls energy allocation, stress response, and recovery processes. This system can be consciously influenced through specific practices. Circadian optimization, your internal energy clock. Your circadian rhythm acts as the master controller of your energy systems, determining when you experience peak alertness, optimal physical performance, and natural recovery periods. Most people work against their circadian rhythms rather than optimizing them for peak performance. Circadian optimization involves aligning your most important activities with your natural energy peaks while supporting your rhythm through strategic light exposure, eating timing, and sleep scheduling. This creates predictable access to peak states. The protocol includes morning light exposure within 30 minutes of waking to anchor your circadian rhythm, avoiding bright light 2 to 3 hours before sleep to support natural melatonin production, and timing your most cognitively demanding work during your natural alertness peak. Temperature regulation also plays a crucial role in circadian optimization. Strategic use of cold exposure in the morning can enhance alertness and energy, while evening cooling supports natural sleep onset and recovery processes. Neurotransmitter optimization, your brain's chemical system. Your brain operates through complex neurotransmitter systems that determine mood, motivation, focus, and energy levels. Understanding and optimizing these systems enables reliable access to peak performance states. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with motivation and reward, can be optimized through strategic goal setting, celebration of progress, and activities that create sustainable motivation rather than addictive pleasure-seeking. Acetylcholine, which enhances focus and learning, can be increased through specific foods, supplements, and activities that support this neurotransmitter system. This creates enhanced capacity for deep work and skill acquisition. GABA, the neurotransmitter that promotes calm focus, can be supported through meditation practices, specific breathing techniques, and activities that reduce anxiety while maintaining alertness. Stress response optimization, converting challenge into growth. The stress response system, when properly managed, becomes a source of enhanced performance rather than energy depletion. Understanding how to optimize stress responses enables you to thrive under pressure rather than being overwhelmed by it. Acute stress, when followed by adequate recovery, creates adaptation that increases your capacity for future challenges. Chronic stress without recovery depletes your system and undermines performance. The key is strategic stress application followed by systematic recovery. Stress optimization protocols include deliberate cold exposure to build stress resilience, intermittent fasting to enhance cellular stress response, and high-intensity exercise, followed by adequate recovery to build physical and mental toughness. Breathing techniques can rapidly shift your stress response state from sympathetic fight or flight to parasympathetic rest and digest activation, providing conscious control over your energy state throughout the day. Chapter 4: The Recovery Revolution. The most misunderstood aspect of peak performance is recovery, the systematic restoration processes that enable sustained excellence over time. Most people view recovery as weakness or wasted time, when it is actually the foundation that supports all high-level achievement. Recovery is not passive rest. It is active restoration that rebuilds your energy system stronger than before. Strategic recovery enables you to maintain peak performance for decades, rather than experiencing rapid burnout. Elite athletes understand this principle intuitively. Their training cycles include systematic recovery periods that are planned as carefully as their workout sessions. This approach enables them to achieve peak performance repeatedly rather than just once. LeBron James, who has maintained elite basketball performance well beyond the typical career span, invests over $1 million annually in recovery protocols including sleep optimization, nutrition planning, recovery technologies, and stress management. His longevity demonstrates the return on investment from systematic recovery. James's approach treats recovery as a competitive advantage rather than a luxury. His systematic attention to restoration enables him to maintain peak performance while his competitors experience age-related decline. Sleep, the ultimate recovery protocol. Sleep is the most powerful recovery protocol available to humans, yet most people sacrifice sleep quality and quantity in pursuit of productivity. This approach is counterproductive because sleep deprivation undermines all other performance optimization efforts. During sleep, your brain removes metabolic waste products, consolidates memories, and restores neurotransmitter balance. Your body repairs tissues, releases growth hormones, and rebuilds energy stores. No supplement or technique can replace these essential recovery processes. Sleep optimization involves controlling your sleep environment, temperature, darkness, noise, timing your sleep to align with circadian rhythms, and avoiding substances and activities that interfere with sleep quality. The protocol includes maintaining consistent sleep and wake times, creating a cool, dark sleep environment, avoiding screens and stimulating activities before bed, and using morning light exposure to support natural sleep-wake cycles. Nutrition, fuel for performance and recovery. Nutrition provides both the fuel for high performance and the building blocks for recovery and adaptation. Most people focus on nutrition for weight management rather than performance optimization, missing opportunities to enhance energy and recovery through strategic eating. Performance nutrition involves timing your food intake to support energy production during high-demand periods while facilitating recovery and restoration during rest periods. This requires understanding how different nutrients affect energy, focus, and recovery. Rhonda Patrick, the biomedical scientist who studies nutrition and longevity, provides evidence-based frameworks for optimizing nutrition for performance and health. Patrick's research demonstrates that specific nutrients can dramatically enhance cognitive function, physical performance, and recovery capacity. Patrick teaches that micronutrient density matters more than calorie counting for performance optimization. Strategic supplementation with specific vitamins, minerals, and compounds can enhance performance in ways that calorie restriction or general healthy eating cannot achieve. Performance nutrition protocols include strategic protein timing to support muscle recovery, targeted micronutrient supplementation to optimize cellular function, hydration strategies that maintain peak cognitive performance, and meal timing that supports circadian rhythm optimization. Movement, exercise as recovery and performance enhancement. Movement serves dual purposes in energy optimization. Strategic exercise builds capacity and resilience, while recovery movement facilitates restoration and maintenance. Both types of movement are essential for sustained peak performance. High-intensity exercise, when properly programmed, creates adaptation that increases your total energy capacity. This includes cardiovascular training that enhances oxygen delivery, strength training that builds physical resilience, and mobility work that maintains movement quality. Recovery movement includes activities like walking, gentle yoga, and mobility work that promote blood flow, reduce muscle tension, and support nervous system recovery without creating additional stress on your system. The key is understanding when to apply stress through challenging exercise and when to facilitate recovery through gentle movement. This requires listening to your body's signals and adjusting your movement patterns accordingly. Chapter 5: The Psychology of Energy Management. Energy management is not just a physical and biological challenge. It is fundamentally a psychological skill that requires developing new relationships with effort, rest, and performance. Most people's psychological patterns around energy actually undermine their optimization efforts. The psychology of energy management involves shifting from quantity-based thinking, working more hours, to quality-based thinking, optimizing energy during working hours. This shift requires overcoming cultural programming that equates busyness with productivity. Overcoming the productivity guilt complex. Most high achievers experience what I call productivity guilt, the feeling that rest, recovery, and optimization activities are somehow less valuable than constant work. This guilt actually undermines performance by preventing the recovery necessary for sustained excellence. Productivity guilt stems from industrial age thinking that treats humans like machines that should operate constantly. This thinking fails to recognize that humans are biological systems that require restoration to maintain peak function. Overcoming productivity guilt requires reframing recovery as a productive activity that enables higher performance rather than viewing it as time away from productivity. Elite performers understand that strategic rest is actually the highest form of productivity. This reframe involves measuring results rather than hours worked, celebrating recovery as much as effort, and understanding that sustainable high performance requires systematic restoration. Developing energy awareness. Most people are unconscious of their energy patterns, working when depleted and resting when energized. Developing energy awareness enables you to align your activities with your natural energy rhythms for maximum effectiveness. Energy awareness involves tracking your energy levels throughout the day, identifying activities that drain versus restore your energy, and recognizing the early signs of energy depletion before they become overwhelming. This awareness enables you to schedule your most important work during peak energy periods while using lower energy times for routine tasks that don't require peak performance. Energy awareness also includes understanding your personal recovery requirements, how much sleep you need, which activities restore you most effectively, and what stress levels you can sustain without burnout. The performance mindset shift. The energy management revolution requires shifting from a grinding mindset to a performance mindset. The grinding mindset values effort regardless of results. The performance mindset values results regardless of effort. This shift involves focusing on outcomes rather than inputs, optimizing for effectiveness rather than busyness, and measuring success by value created rather than hours worked. The performance mindset also includes embracing rest and recovery as essential components of high achievement rather than viewing them as obstacles to productivity. This mindset enables you to work with your biology rather than against it, creating sustainable high performance rather than temporary intensity, followed by inevitable burnout. Chapter 6: Creating Your Personal Energy Operating System. The transition from time management to energy management requires creating what I call your personal energy operating system, a systematic approach to optimizing your energy across all 4 pillars while maintaining sustainability and continuous improvement. Your personal energy operating system is unique to your biology, lifestyle, and goals. While the principles are universal, the application must be personalized based on your individual energy patterns, recovery requirements, and performance objectives. Phase 1: Energy Assessment and Baseline Establishment. Begin by conducting a comprehensive assessment of your current energy patterns across physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. This assessment provides the baseline for systematic optimization. Track your energy levels throughout the day for at least 1 week, noting when you feel most alert, creative, and motivated versus when you feel depleted, scattered, or unmotivated. This creates awareness of your natural energy rhythms. Identify your primary energy drains, activities, relationships, or situations that consistently deplete your energy, and your primary energy sources, activities, relationships, or situations that consistently restore or enhance your energy. Assess your current recovery practices across all dimensions: sleep quality and quantity, nutrition timing and quality, exercise patterns, stress management techniques, and spiritual meaning-making practices. Phase 2, Foundation Building. Focus first on establishing the foundational practices that support energy optimization across all 4 pillars. These foundations must be solid before implementing more advanced protocols. Sleep optimization: establish consistent sleep and wake times, create an optimal sleep environment, and eliminate common sleep disruptors. Quality sleep is a foundation that supports all other optimization efforts. Circadian alignment: implement morning light exposure and evening light management to support your natural circadian rhythms. This creates predictable energy patterns throughout the day. Basic nutrition: focus on nutrient-dense foods, adequate protein intake, and strategic meal timing that supports rather than undermines your energy levels throughout the day. Movement foundation: establish regular movement patterns that include both challenging exercise for adaptation and gentle movement for recovery. Start with sustainable practices that you can maintain consistently. Phase 3, Advanced Optimization. Once your foundations are established, implement more sophisticated protocols for enhancing performance and accelerating recovery across all energy dimensions. Stress response training: implement deliberate stress protocols like cold exposure, high-intensity exercise, or challenging cognitive tasks, followed by systematic recovery to build resilience and adaptation. Neurotransmitter optimization: use targeted interventions to optimize specific neurotransmitter systems for enhanced focus, motivation, and emotional regulation. Recovery technologies: experiment with evidence-based recovery technologies like infrared saunas, compression therapy, or specific supplementation protocols that enhance your natural recovery processes. Performance state training: develop protocols for reliably accessing peak performance states through breathing techniques, meditation practices, or other state management tools. Phase 4, Integration and Sustainability. The final phase involves integrating all optimization practices into a sustainable system that supports long-term peak performance without creating additional stress or complexity. System integration: combine individual protocols into streamlined routines that maximize efficiency while maintaining effectiveness. Create morning and evening routines that support your energy optimization goals. Continuous monitoring: establish feedback systems that allow you to monitor the effectiveness of your energy optimization efforts and make adjustments as needed. Adaptation protocols: create systems for adjusting your energy management approach based on changing life circumstances, stress levels, or performance requirements. Long-term sustainability: focus on creating practices that you can maintain for decades, rather than intense protocols that create short-term gains but long-term burnout. Chapter 7: Energy Leadership in Organizations. The energy management revolution extends beyond individual optimization to organizational transformation. Leaders who understand energy management create cultures that sustain high performance while preventing burnout and enhancing employee well-being. Traditional organizational culture often promotes time-based thinking that undermines energy optimization. Meetings are scheduled without regard to energy rhythms, work is distributed without considering cognitive load, and recovery is viewed as lack of commitment rather than performance optimization. Energy-conscious leaders design organizational systems that support rather than undermine their team's energy optimization efforts. This creates competitive advantages through enhanced performance, reduced turnover, and increased innovation. Creating energy-conscious culture. Energy-conscious culture recognizes that sustainable high performance requires systematic attention to individual and collective energy management. This culture shift requires leadership commitment and systematic implementation. Meeting optimization, schedule meetings during collective energy peaks, limit meeting duration to maintain attention, and eliminate unnecessary meetings that drain energy without creating value. Work design. Structure work to align with natural energy rhythms, batch similar tasks to reduce cognitive switching costs, and protect time for deep work during peak energy periods. Recovery integration. Build recovery periods into work schedules. Encourage breaks that restore rather than deplete energy, and model healthy boundaries between work and rest. Environment design. Create physical environments that support rather than drain energy through appropriate lighting, temperature control, noise management, and spaces for both collaboration and focused work. Energy-based performance management. Energy-conscious performance management focuses on results and sustainability rather than just hours worked or tasks completed. This approach creates higher performance while preventing burnout. Outcome focus, measure performance based on value created rather than time spent, encouraging efficiency and effectiveness rather than mere activity. Sustainable excellence, recognize and reward sustainable high performance rather than unsustainable intensity that leads to eventual burnout. Individual optimization, support each team member's energy optimization efforts through flexible scheduling, resource provision, and individual accommodation of different energy patterns. Recovery recognition, celebrate and encourage recovery practices as essential components of high performance rather than viewing them as lack of dedication. Chapter 8, Technology and Energy Management. Modern technology can either support or undermine energy optimization depending on how it is used. Energy-conscious individuals leverage technology for optimization while avoiding digital habits that drain energy and fragment attention. Technology offers unprecedented opportunities for tracking, measuring, and optimizing energy through wearable devices, apps, and monitoring systems that provide real-time feedback on your energy state and recovery status. However, technology also creates new energy drains through information overload, constant connectivity, and attention fragmentation that can undermine the very performance you're trying to optimize. Energy-enhancing technology use. Strategic technology use can enhance your energy optimization efforts through monitoring, automation, and optimization tools that support rather than replace good fundamental practices. Biometric monitoring use wearable devices to track sleep quality, heart rate variability, and other biomarkers that provide feedback on your energy optimization efforts. Environment control leverage smart home technology to optimize your sleep environment, lighting patterns, and temperature for circadian rhythm support. Information management use apps and systems that reduce cognitive load through automation, organization, and intelligent filtering rather than adding complexity. Recovery technologies implement evidence-based recovery technologies that enhance natural restoration processes rather than replacing them with artificial stimulation. Avoiding digital energy drains. Digital energy drains include information overload, attention fragmentation, and the psychological stress created by constant connectivity and comparison. Attention protection use digital tools to protect rather than fragment your attention through notification management, distraction blocking, and intentional technology use. Information diet. Curate your information inputs to support rather than overwhelm your cognitive capacity, focusing on high-value information that enhances rather than clutters your thinking. Digital boundaries. Create clear boundaries between connected and disconnected time to support restoration and prevent the chronic stress of constant availability. Social media management. Use social platforms intentionally for specific purposes rather than as mindless distraction that fragments attention and creates comparison-based stress. Chapter 9: The Longevity Connection. Energy management is not just about optimizing performance in the short term. It is about creating sustainable vitality that enables decades of high-to-level contribution. The principles that optimize energy also extend health span and create the foundation for lifelong achievement. The same practices that enhance immediate performance, strategic stress application, systematic recovery, optimized nutrition, and circadian alignment also promote cellular health, prevent age-related decline, and maintain cognitive function throughout the lifespan. This connection between performance optimization and longevity means that energy management practices provide compounding returns over time. Each day of optimized energy not only enhances current performance, but also invests in future capability. David Sinclair's longevity research demonstrates that the aging process can be significantly slowed through interventions that also enhance current performance. Strategic stress, nutritional optimization, and lifestyle practices that boost energy also activate cellular repair mechanisms that extend health span. Sinclair teaches that aging is not inevitable decline, but rather a modifiable process that responds to the same interventions that optimize energy and performance. This creates what he calls lifespan dividend, the compounding benefits of practices that enhance both current and future capability. Hormetic stress, the foundation of resilience and longevity. Hormetic stress, beneficial stress that creates adaptation when followed by recovery, is the key mechanism that connects energy optimization with longevity. Strategic application of appropriate stress followed by systematic recovery builds resilience while preventing the chronic stress that accelerates aging. Exercise represents the most accessible form of hormetic stress. Strategic physical challenge followed by adequate recovery builds cardiovascular health, muscle strength, and cognitive function, while activating cellular repair mechanisms that extend health span. Cold exposure, heat therapy, and intermittent fasting are additional forms of hormetic stress that enhance immediate energy while building long-term resilience. These practices activate cellular stress response systems that improve both performance and longevity. The key is applying stress strategically rather than chronically. Chronic stress without recovery accelerates aging and depletes energy. Strategic stress followed by recovery builds capability and extends health span. Mitochondrial optimization, the cellular energy connection. Mitochondria, the cellular powerhouses that produce energy, are central to both performance optimization and longevity. Practices that enhance mitochondrial function boost immediate energy while preventing age-related decline in cellular energy production. Exercise, particularly high-intensity interval training, stimulates mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new mitochondria, which increases both energy capacity and cellular resilience. This creates immediate performance benefits and long-term health advantages. Nutritional interventions that support mitochondrial function include specific nutrients that enhance cellular energy production, antioxidants that protect against oxidative damage, and eating patterns that optimize cellular repair processes. Heat and cold therapies also enhance mitochondrial function through hormetic stress responses that stimulate cellular adaptation and repair. These practices boost immediate energy while building cellular resilience. Cognitive preservation through energy optimization. The practices that optimize mental energy also preserve cognitive function throughout the lifespan. Strategic cognitive challenge, stress management, and lifestyle optimization prevent age-related cognitive decline while enhancing current mental performance. Deep work practices that optimize mental energy also build cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to maintain function despite age-related changes. Regular engagement in challenging cognitive tasks strengthens neural networks and promotes neuroplasticity. Sleep optimization, which is essential for daily energy restoration, also supports long-term brain health through clearance of metabolic waste products and consolidation of memories. Quality sleep prevents cognitive decline while enhancing daily mental performance. Stress management techniques that preserve mental energy also protect against stress-related cognitive decline. Chronic stress accelerates brain aging, while strategic stress management preserves cognitive function. Chapter 10. Implementation, your energy transformation protocol. Now we must transform these energy optimization principles into a systematic protocol that can create measurable improvements in your capacity for sustained achievement. The Energy Transformation Protocol provides a structured approach to implementing the science of peak performance. Week 1 to 2, Foundation Assessment and Sleep Optimization begin by establishing the foundation of all energy optimization: quality sleep. Sleep is the most powerful recovery protocol available and must be optimized before implementing other interventions. Implement a consistent sleep schedule with the same bedtime and wake time every day, including weekends. Create an optimal sleep environment, cool 65 to 68 degrees, completely dark and quiet. Remove all electronic devices from the bedroom. Establish a pre-sleep routine that begins 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. Dim the lights, avoid screens. Engage in relaxing activities like reading or gentle stretching. This signals your body to prepare for sleep. Track your sleep quality and duration using a wearable device or sleep app. Monitor how changes in your routine affect your sleep quality and energy levels the following day. Week 3 to 4. Circadian rhythm optimization. Build upon your sleep foundation by optimizing your circadian rhythm through strategic light exposure and timing of activities. Get bright light exposure within 30 minutes of waking, preferably from natural sunlight or a 10,000 lux light therapy device. This anchors your circadian rhythm and promotes alertness. Avoid bright lights 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Use blue light blocking glasses or amber lighting in the evening to support natural melatonin production. Time your meals to support circadian rhythm. Eat your largest meal earlier in the day and avoid large meals within 3 hours of bedtime. Consider a 12-hour eating window aligned with daylight hours. Schedule your most cognitively demanding work during your natural alertness peak, typically 2 to 4 hours after waking for most people. Use afternoon energy dips for routine tasks or brief recovery periods. Week 5 to 6, movement and recovery integration. Implement strategic movement patterns that build energy capacity while supporting recovery and restoration. Establish a consistent exercise routine that includes both challenging workouts for adaptation and gentle movement for recovery. Aim for 3 to 4 challenging sessions per week with recovery movement on other days. Try high-intensity interval training 2 to 3 times per week for cardiovascular adaptation and mitochondrial enhancement. Keep sessions short, 15 to 30 minutes, but intense, followed by adequate recovery. Include strength training 2 to 3 times per week to build physical resilience and maintain muscle mass. Focus on compound movements that train multiple muscle groups efficiently. Implement daily recovery movement like walking, gentle yoga, or mobility work. This promotes blood flow and nervous system recovery without creating additional stress. Week 7 to 8, nutrition optimization for performance. Refine your nutrition to support energy production, cognitive function, and recovery processes. Focus on nutrient-dense whole foods that provide sustained energy, quality proteins, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, and abundant vegetables and fruits. Avoid processed foods that create energy spikes and crashes. Optimize protein intake to support recovery and maintain stable blood sugar. Aim for 0.8 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight distributed throughout the day. Consider strategic supplementation based on common deficiencies: vitamin D, magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and B vitamins. Work with a healthcare provider to identify and address any specific deficiencies. Experiment with meal timing that supports your energy needs: larger meals when you need sustained energy, lighter meals when focusing on cognitive tasks, and strategic fasting periods that support cellular repair. Week 9 to 10, stress response optimization. Implement protocols that build resilience while managing stress responses for optimal performance. Practice deliberate stress exposure followed by recovery, cold showers or ice baths 2 to 3 times per week for 2 to 3 minutes, building tolerance gradually. This builds stress resilience and enhances recovery. Implement breathing techniques for stress management, 4 to 7-8 breathing for relaxation, box breathing for focus, or Wim Hof breathing for energy. Practice daily and use as needed for state management. Try heat therapy like sauna sessions 2 to 3 times per week for 15 to 20 minutes at 175 to 195 DGF. This promotes cardiovascular health, stress resilience, and recovery enhancement. Develop mindfulness or meditation practices that enhance stress resilience and emotional regulation. Start with 10 to 15 minutes daily and gradually increase duration as the practice becomes established. Week 11 to 12, integration and advanced optimization integrate all protocols into a sustainable system while implementing advanced optimization strategies. Create morning and evening routines that incorporate multiple optimization practices efficiently. Your morning routine might include light exposure, movement, and mindfulness. Your evening routine might include reflection, preparation for tomorrow, and sleep optimization. Experiment with advanced protocols like intermittent fasting windows that align with your circadian rhythm, targeted supplementation for specific performance goals, or recovery technologies like compression therapy or infrared sauna. Implement energy tracking and optimization feedback systems. Monitor your energy levels, sleep quality, workout performance, and cognitive function to identify patterns and optimize your protocols. Create contingency plans for maintaining your energy optimization during travel, high-stress periods, or changing circumstances. Flexibility while maintaining core practices ensures long-term sustainability. Closing, your energy-optimized future. Now, my friend, you possess the scientific knowledge and practical protocols that can transform your capacity for sustained achievement. You understand that energy, not time, is the ultimate currency of success, and that your energy capacity can be systematically optimized through evidence-based practices. Take immediate action on your energy transformation protocol. Begin tonight by optimizing your sleep environment and establishing a consistent sleep schedule. Start tomorrow by implementing circadian rhythm optimization through strategic light exposure and activity timing. Remember that energy optimization is not about perfection, but about systematic improvement in your capacity for sustained excellence. Focus on establishing sustainable practices that support all 4 pillars of energy: physical vitality, mental clarity, emotional resilience, and spiritual purpose. Most importantly, understand that optimizing your energy is not just about personal performance. It is about maximizing your capacity to serve others and contribute to causes greater than yourself. When you operate from peak energy, you create value that extends far beyond your individual achievements. Build your biological foundation through strategic sleep, nutrition, and movement practices. Enhance your mental capacity through focused training and cognitive optimization. Strengthen your emotional resilience through stress management and value alignment. Connect with spiritual energy through purpose clarity and service orientation. If this message has revealed new possibilities for energy optimization and peak performance, I ask that you like this video and subscribe to join our growing community of energy-optimized achievers. Together, we are building the Thought Leaders Mindset Community, a gathering of individuals committed to sustainable excellence across all dimensions of life. Your optimized energy elevates everyone around you. When you operate from peak capacity, you inspire others to optimize their own potential. When you demonstrate sustainable high performance, you prove that excellence doesn't require sacrifice of health or well-being. Until we meet again, optimize strategically, recover systematically, and perform sustainably. The world needs leaders who understand that peak performance is not about burning brighter, but about burning longer, creating decades of meaningful contribution through systematic energy optimization. Your energy transformation begins not with working harder, but with working in harmony with your biology. The question is not whether you can achieve more. The question is whether you will optimize the energy systems that make sustained achievement inevitable.